Hey guys, you asked, I give it. So we're gonna do some Godzilla versus Australia scaling. So LK Godzilla. So just to catch you up, Godzilla fought Destroyer Jr. in Godzilla Biollante Rise of the Plant Beast. I was actually gonna do versus Biollante when I made the book like a couple years ago, but I really decided to make it Rise. I'm tired. I didn't want Biollante to die. I like Biollante. I wanted to do my own thing with her. And also spelling her name a different way. Yeah, why not? But we see that Godzilla fights a Destroyer Jr., which is the thing that fights Godzilla in Rise of Biollante, the thing that looks like Destroyer. And it's around equal with Godzilla. But it's weaker than Biollante. Biollante is able to easily one-shot it. But then Biollante runs from Destroyer, which means that Biollante is scared that Destroyer could actually beat her, if I'm correct. And Destroyer just one-shots the guy, even though he's technically just already injured, but Destroyer still kind of one-shots uh Destroyer Jr. But the guy was already injured. If it was a fair fight, the same thing would have happened. Alright, so maybe we should get to the video. And yes, Destroyer's tail is reaching around his butt just to stab Godzilla or to attack him. Yes, his tail is reaching around his butt to attack Godzilla. So yes, that's correct. That's what's happening here. Exactly what's happening here. All right, let me get inside this thing. I'm gonna make this smaller so you guys can see the video easier. There we go. Godzilla senses something that's much more powerful than he had thought. So the Destroyer has arrived. He has finally confirmed the Destroyer has arrived. You see, Junior is around like 76 to 80 meters tall at this point, or maybe the same height. He's still growing, but he's not Godzilla size yet. We will see that later. But see, Godzilla starts off going atomic, not subatomic or any of his forms, but starts charging up because he knows there's a threat. He swims. Junior's still in the water. Godzilla's too fast. Junior, we actually see Junior for a second, but Junior does, I don't. So he does go back in the water for a second, or Godzilla pushes him to get Junior away from this thing, and we get Destroyer. Why do I like to draw the tail so much? I don't know. And we actually see Godzilla kind of charging the breath through his tail, and we see Destroyer two roar at each other, and then you get an actually really important scene: Godzilla and Destroyer rushing at each other. Wait, why would Biollante be scared of this? Biollante is actually from Rise of Biollante more powerful than Godzilla because was easily able to defeat Destroyer Jr., who is basically equal to Godzilla. She is more powerful than Godzilla. She would basically beat him if those two were to fight. But Godzilla's able to knock over Destroyer, and she's scared Destroyer. Godzilla hasn't really grown in power that much. This is basically like a couple days right after Rise of Biollante. Godzilla's able to knock around Destroyer. And let me give you a fact about Destroyer. Destroyer is basically able to make sure I'm not muted because like that happen. Okay, I'm not muted right now. Am I muted? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not muted. But if I am, I'll just go back. So basically, Godzilla, since it's a threat, very powerful. He goes atomic stuff, right? Then he like rises. He pushes Junior back into the water. He does not want Junior involved, and basically like he's lowering the atomic breath through his tail. He roars at Destroyer. They rush at each other, and now the important scene. Godzilla knocks Destroyer over and pummels him. Now, I'll just get a hideout for Destroyer. Destroyer is around 500 feet tall. 490 to 500 feet tall. So not too tall, but not bigger than MZ and Shimo. I don't think I'm going to add Shimo into my first. I'm too lazy. But yeah. And it is around 35,000 tons. I might change his weight, but just remember, 495 to 500 feet tall and with a weight around 35,000 tons. I mean, 300, what 350,000 tons. Just remember that because I might change his weight. You see Godzilla using Knockover Destroyer, and Godzilla, knowing this guy's very powerful, wasting no time but the fire the atomic breath, which is his most powerful weapon. Look at this. This is actually a pretty cool chart if he goes from his beam showing the intimidation display. We can actually see it charging up during his tail. And you see him load up. It's actually pretty cool as he just goes from white, from his normal color to blue, and then ready to beam. You see his beam is more spread out. It kind of looks like a 2019 beam when he got the uh, nuke amp, but it's more thicker for a second. You see how it just absolutely ruins Destroyer, but it's not that bad. I'm gonna say that when Destroyer first came, it's at least 0.5% stronger than Godzilla, or 0.15% stronger than Godzilla. But they're kind of equals right now, even though Violante is scared of Destroyer. And full power, Destroyer might have the little edge, but they're kind of equals. But Destroyer does have something. He will have a form called Hakashin Destroyer, but I'm not going to get into this right now. But Destroyer, the longer he's in the fight, and if you don't kill him, so if you don't kill Destroyer like right before, or like just don't kill him when the fight starts, then you get a problem because Destroyer gets the longer he's in the fight, the more powerful he gets. So the longer he's left alive, the stronger he gets. The beam's able to absolutely demolish Destroyer. Now, should I explain Destroyer's beam? Well, Junior finally gets back out of the water after Godzilla moved him. And started walking. Godzilla! And this really cool shot roars. You see he's actually kind of slim compared to Monster vs. many other Godzillas. Now, Destroyer's beam works differently. It's composed of an element called micro-oxygen, and basically micro-oxygen is on the planet that Destroyer was born, which is the size of a multiverse, which is a rocky planet the size of a multiverse. So basically, Destroyer, since this is the whole place is composed in an outerverse, right? Correct. And like, I might post this on my community poll later, but I'll just draw an image so I can visualize it myself. So basically, in the journey from Godzilla vs. Destroyer, Destroyer is basically on the exact other side of this entire outerverse. Yes, it's infinite in space, but Destroyer can fly through infinite space. So basically, there's an outerverse, and Dest home. So Destroyer has to fly from point A to point B. And it takes him 3 books. Technically, like 3 books. So Dest has basically been flying for 3 books. And you know that War of the Monsters, they all technically, because War of the Monsters is when he starts flying. And then he lands at the very end of Godzilla Rise of Violente. There is a slight time skip, like an actual time skip. So there's actually a month time skip. Actually, it's not that long. It's like at least 2 weeks. So it's a 2-week time skip. That means Destroy has been flying infinite space from the other side. So like we start with 2 weeks, and then you get to Godzilla versus Gigan, which actually would take place right after or slightly after. I'm gonna give it like 2 weeks a day, and then Destroy is still flying. So it's around 2 weeks and 3 days for Dest to make it to point B. Oh, basically, Destroyer is flying at infinite speed, I believe. Should be flying somewhere there. Now, Gigan makes it there in basically a couple seconds. Yeah, Gigan is fast. Very, very fast. He basically just flies all the way over there. Once he's made, he goes there and he's already there. And it's not like how Slick's Destroyer didn't happen in real time, where it's like took actually like a couple days. This time it's like the comic panels show like each panel just shows him flying. It's not like a week. It just took him like a couple seconds to get there, or at longest a couple minutes to get all the way from there. So yeah, seconds to minutes. So Destroy is fast, but he's not that fast compared to Gigan. Now on the planet that Destroyer lives on and where he's from, and the atmosphere is composed of micro-oxygen, since there used to be oxygen, like an atmospheric layer, but it was destroyed a while ago by a supermassive black hole that is actually right near it, that was casually just sucking away the atmosphere and trying to suck away the planet as well. And it's casually doing that still, but the planet is the mass of it is much harder to like completely destroy, but it is casually doing that, and with the exposure that the micro oxygen that is in the minerals has been forming, like God knows how long, would rise up and create a micro oxygen atmosphere. And then also you would have another problem as it create that in the minerals. So Destroya's body, whenever he was born, he would eat and be composed of micro oxygen. So that's how the rate worked. It basically destroys oxygen matter whenever it hits it. So it's subatomic destruction. It will basically destroy anything it hits. That's why in this panel you see it absolutely do bad stuff to Godzilla. I mean, had Godzilla looking like he was getting hit with mighty backshots for a second. Was. Yeah, it kind of like really messed him up this time. It went right through him. He gets hit once, he's bleeding already. He gets hit a second time, and it just goes right through him. Look at what the second time it does. It just knocks him around his bum. Godzilla is dying. Honestly, if it wasn't for his regen, he either would have been crippled like what happened in Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, would need to go to the Hollow Earth to heal, or he'd just be like dying and not be a better fighter. Junior does whatever he does and Destroyer mewing. Before Destroyer can kill Junior, Godzilla actually picks up Destroyer. Remember, 35,000. Oh my god, 350,000 ton monster in the sky, lifting him up, lifting up Destroyer, and then throws him with literal ease. So it shows again, they're basically kind of even. There's not one that has a big advantage, but Destroyer is still like 1.5 times stronger than Godzilla. And Godzilla decides to load up his atomic breath and beam him, which pushes Destroyer back. In a beam class, it just shows them this is not like Destroyer Jr. His beam is stronger. It's much stronger than Godzilla Tomograph and blows right through him, severely wounding Godzilla. But his regeneration, kind of like how -1 has this regeneration thing too, it just heals him right away. So he's got luck on his side this time. And then Junior falls through a hole. This is actually a vortex. Because Godzilla loses Junior's hand, this causes him to go absolutely insane. So Godzilla then goes and transforms into one of my favorite forms, actually my first form that I've ever made, Subatomic 1. The eyes cracking is actually an inspiration from Gohan Beast. Subatomic 1 is a dark blue with light blue. So from the 1.5 I'm back. I'm back. I'm alive, I think. Yeah, I'm still alive, guys. I didn't it disappeared this time. So Destroyer being 1.5 times stronger than Godzilla, that was a biggie, but like Subatomic 1 really like pushed out of the park at that point. Now I'll go to the multiplier, so why do I have a Subatomic 4? Subatomic 1 is a 700 multiplier, so he multiplies his strength times 700, so he's 700 times stronger than Destroyer at this point. Or a little bit less. So that's why Destroyer's beam does absolutely nothing. You see? And he actually, his arms do look a little bigger. Yeah, that's why Dest beam does nothing to Godzilla. It is completely neutralized. His superpower has been neutralized. Godzilla can only watch in silence. Yep, it's exactly what happened to Space Godzilla when Godzilla went subatomic on him. So you see, I was supercharged and then went subatomic. See the fins, the way they just light up completely differently. So they have a different light up. It starts off with a blue on the veins, and then it starts charging. And then we see Godzilla fire a beam at Destroyer, cutting his arm off. Destroyer will get that revenge on him later for that. But it absolutely, like, destroys Destroyer. Goes right through his chest. You see how the beam is, like, composed of both energies? And then we see Godzilla just looking down on Destroyer. Destroyer is tall. At the tip of his horn, it's at least 600 or 680 feet. The horn is a good 200 feet. So that could get him to 700. And with the fire or the variable slicer could get him bigger because he can make that as long as he wants because that's how he likes to cut from a distance. Since he's a little coward. But you see how bad subatomic is to Destroyer. Destroyer roars, Godzilla then decides to do the kiss of death to him, just like what he did to Gigan. You just see how bad this is for my guy. Blood is not having a good day. Godzilla fires a hole right through his head and roars. Destroyer basically dies. He with no hesitation. Destroyer can't do anything. Godzilla then walks around and goes back to base form. Well, he's still technically in subatomic. Destroyer wakes up, and since the longer he's left alive, the more powerful he gets, and he could perfectly match your opponent's power, but then get even more powerful than that. So Destroyer can multiply his strength. insanely. So it's kind of like with the Shin Godzilla fans kind of want Shin Godzilla to be like, oh, if you leave him alone for a long time after you kill him, he's gonna come back, right? Right? No, you need a much longer time than that. But the story basically is like, well, I mean, you leave me alone for a longer time, I'm gonna come back even stronger. Destroyer came back even stronger this time. This time he's a threat, like an actual threat, because now he's stronger than Subatomic Godzilla, which is a real problem. So that means he's broken the 700 multiplier, and it's probably around 2 times stronger than Subatomic Godzilla. Yes, 2 times stronger than Subatomic Godzilla. See how his beam was able to cut, not like completely do what it did before, but it's purple beam that's able to slash right through Godzilla. You see how Godzilla just regens. Subatomic tries to do something, but he roars and stops. Destroyer stabs him, picks the little guy up, and just drops him. You see Godzilla really getting stabbed a lot in this. Sorry, whereas Godzilla's eye glows bright blue. Now he's entered the subatomic 2. Probably one of my favorite designs I've made in a while. We've only seen Subatomic 2 once. That's in Godzilla War of the Monsters when he has to use his Subatomic 2, which has the rings around his beam to beat Mechagodzilla. But then but that's really it. But yeah, his beam is able to match with Destroya's 3 beams. Basically, if Destroyer didn't use the other 3 beams, his beams would have lost against Godzilla. See how the atomic breath looks different? Now Destroyer decides to go on the offensive. He uses his horn. He uses the variable slicer, which is very fast. Remember, Destroyer flies at infinite speed, or somewhere near that, because he flies fast now and does the variable slicer thing with his head. And Godzilla is fast enough to even react to all of these. So counting's around 1, 2, 3, the 4, the 5. So he throws around at least 5 slices. Godzilla dodges the first one, ducks the second one, and weaves the third one, which is pretty cool. Now you can see his reaction speed, but Godzilla then gets hit with another one because Destroyer goes right for him. Cuts off his arm, which is payback. Even Subatomic 2 can't save him, so Destroyer is still actively getting more powerful. Currently, that would mean that Destroyer is getting more powerful than Subatomic 2. Which I forgot to say the multiplier, which is a 1500 multiplier, 1500. Hey, Daddy. Yeah, 1500. Destroyer is able to knock Godzilla back into base form with a simple stab. Godzilla. So the reason why you don't see his arm, the arm is on the other side that was cut off. Yeah, it's on the other side. That's the only reason why you don't see the cut off on. And also it looks cooler like this. But that means this guy is at least 2 times stronger than that, giving him to a 3,000 times. So it'd be like if subatomic was a 3,000 times multiplier. But Godzilla clearly lost. Even in his currently his most powerful stage in the subatomics, because we haven't seen him go subatomic 3. Subatomic 2 is not able to do anything. Godzilla has been defeated by the Demon King, Destroyer. So Destroyer is at least extremely high complex, multiversal to even higher. He can't touch universal since in order to break out of this, he had to get to infinitely times stronger. And there's been no infinite multipliers yet, so he's staying in there. But they will eventually break out of it. at some point, but the Destroyer is extremely high complex, uh, multiversal. The Godzilla at Subatomic 2 is high complex multiversal, but Destroyer is higher by like a lot. It's higher by 2 to 4 times at the lowest, and at least at least 500 times at the highest. If you get his strength multiplying by multiplying to the maximum currently, but he will get stronger, much stronger, without doubt. But oh, yeah, Space Godzilla. Space is just sitting somewhere. Oop. The last book he was in, Godzilla, Sonic Godzilla, he just flew off for some reason. He just flew off into space. Why? Because he was done fighting with Godzilla and decided to help him. But yeah, after just flying off for absolutely no reason, he could just stay on Earth. He decides to just actually what he's doing is just absorbing power. And since he's just absorbing power, he is just sitting there. You see a supermassive black hole right there. His green energy is absorbing something, so he's basically creating a portal vortex, not a portal vortex, but a black hole around him, and countless supernovas, and also just countless stars around him that he's absorbing. He does have supernovas inside of him. He's absorbing supernovas inside of him that give him more power because in his time during when he was traveling, he has absorbed supernovas and consumed them. During his journey after Son Godzilla to just absorb more power. But right now, he's just absorbing the rest of the stars and also the black hole he created around himself. And Space Godzilla, after sleeping, he hears how Godzilla's been killed, technically, but he still regenerates. But he senses something bad's going on and he opens his eyes. Space Godzilla roars, Mothra and Rodan sense it, and we get a quick Easter egg. I can just spot them. Oh look, it's Shimo from Godzilla X from Godzilla and V Godzilla X Monster vs. Godzilla. Be right back, I gotta get water out, spin it. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, that's Shimo from MVX Final Wars. And oh look on the news it says live TV, big red crab. Destroyed. These are greenies. Something I made as a little kid. That's why it's called the Greeniverse. See Godzilla Battle Royale 1 through 2. And another series with the most powerful character, and the most powerful character in fiction, most likely. Godzilla the Imposter. Why is a Banner Godzilla the Imposter in this? Their universes aren't even connected at all. Not even at all. These two verses are not connected. Why did I leave that there? Or funny. But yeah, I said too much. Yeah, that is the end of the episode. At least he got to wake up after catching a massive whooping. Like it was so bad that bro, Space Godzilla has to get involved. Bro needs help. Bro is needing help this time. Like it's not even funny. Godzilla needs help now. He is lost so badly. So, as we reach the end of this horrible video, we will go on to my community poll. All right, and I'll answer some questions from the Q&A. That's never gonna happen. All right, I just go and look at this. From Daring Mill 12 or Daring Mill 12. Spitting out coffee. Yes. Spitting out coffee. Shimo's spitting out coffee. Was that the from Peter Vizcaya 67331. I'm horrible at pronouncing stuff. Was that the bite of 87? Yes, that was the bite of 87. Now from user, yeah. Line from user, from at user PM9LC5RQ2I Conglore. I hate this side of the community. Conglore, I hate this side of the community. Yeah. Wow. You guys actually wanted this video. I was gonna make it anyway. Ha ha. No, I probably wasn't actually. Okay. Yeah. Stop me writing this guy. LK Godzilla, even though they're equal stats, LK Godzilla's regen is gonna save him through the battle. LK Godzilla, even if he goes subatomic, will just absolutely clap him. Even if you don't use the multipliers, LK Godzilla still wins. Low to mid diff. Actually, high difficulty. Not low to mid diff. Oopsie. High diff. His regen is too good. He's absolutely gonna clap Jimbo Godzilla, who can't regenerate. Okay. Subatomic 1 and Subatomic 2. It's out. Yeah. Reaction video. It went okay. What is that? Why is this getting views? Bye bye. Bye bye. Huh? Well, it's spreading. I guess I'll also, before I leave, I gotta go on to one of my favorite videos. Gets me every time. All right. Well, I think that's it. Oh, that should be it. But also, I can just say that this was fun. This was very fun. Now we can end the screen share. We can end the screen share, guys. But yes, so Destroyer is touching out. It's not touching Universal, but is much higher than Godzilla in the multiversal. So while Godzilla is like extremely high complex multiversal than Subatomic 2, Destroyer is like way higher than that, but still in the multiversal range. So yeah. So Destroyer upscales Godzilla currently, right now, from the feats. By two, yes, two times or four to at least 500, 300 to 500 times. Holy moly. This is not even a close fight if they were to fight at this point. The Destroyer upscales by a lot. That is why Godzilla got his booty cheeks popped so badly. Teddy, stop barking. Teddy! Ah, my dog. Yeah. And Destroyer can travel near infinite speed. Or even infinite speed. So, yeah. If there's any other questions you have that you want to hear, just ask in the comments. And let's get to one more thing. Vengeance Destroyer versus Godzilla X Imposter Godzilla. Who wins? I actually think that Godzilla X the Imposter. I mean, not. I'm talking about Vengeance Destroyer versus uh LK Dest. I did. Ew, this is nasty. My bad. I did say that as a joke that LK Destroyer gets cheeks clapped which is kind of true. Vengeance Dest is, I believe, Omni. But it's not like, I mean, if Vengeance Dest just doesn't one-shot LK Destroyer or severely wounds him with a blast, LK Destroyer will regenerate, and after getting the booty cheeks clapped for 1 second or starting to lose badly, he will get so much more powerful. It will go crazy. Like, my guy will go crazy strong, and it'll be like, oh shoot, and he'll probably match Vengeance Death's power, or get even stronger. But if he does get one shotted, and just a tiny bit of him's left, it'll just regenerate and probably go away and retreat maybe, and come back with the army that he has. Or if he completely gets one shot, then Godzilla will be on his own, and well, he's not going to regenerate from just being a lump of ash. But that's a different topic. Well, see ya, guys.